Alright, we're trying this again. Um, just woke up and realized Super T's put out a new reaction, a new video on the update, and this is me just going to be reactionary commentary to his most recent video, which was about the 20th anniversary PTR notes. This isn't going to go super long like I did the first one, which was over an hour. Hopefully, going to keep this short. Not going to go through minute by minute of what he um, commented on, but I was right. Basically, let's just get into the bread and butters of what my predictions literally yesterday were before reading the patch notes, or listening to the patch notes last night a little bit. Is that, and I think I am live. Okay, cool. I don't know how to do this Twitch thing. I'm just gonna just start, get to the bread and butter, and worry about other stuff later. The minuteness of it all. Um, Let me on my second screen pulled up some of the notes. Okay, so his video is like 47 minutes, 48 minutes. We're not going to do that. We're going to pick up. We're going to pick. I was trying not to. I was trying to make a thumbnail this time. Sorry, Super Tease. This is literally just going to be a reactionary video for like commentary alongside himself, just as like yeah, just as a reactionary commentary for fun. I wonder if I can put him in like there we go. Maybe something like does that show up on my thing? I'm gonna try to put him in a small window at the bottom left or something. Application. I don't know how to do this. Give me a minute. I think it'd be beneficial to be able to see the source of the reaction in every video, but I don't know how to do it. Maybe I'll just turn on the audio really quick, and so we get to this. Hi, by the way, I'm Zing. As you might be able to tell so far, I'm starting to rename all my characters so it's more iconic. A Zing, I just go by Zing in real life as a real life nickname, and I think it's a cool one, so we're just gonna stick with that for like who I am. I don't know how to pull in this smaller window, so we're just gonna start and uh, bread pick some of the comments he's making, and let me make sure it's in my ears. Let's see. All right, I have to somehow get in the source code. It's not. I should have done this all beforehand. Darn it. Display capture. Maybe. Maybe I can just do this. Sorry, Super Tees. All right, bear with us. We're gonna. Okay, that looks okay ish. All right, moving forward. I think I was right. So my predictions literally yesterday were like, he had a predictionary video. I commented on at length yesterday. It was a 3v3 arena tier list of like class breakdown tier list for season one, going into right off the launch, and I think like my predictions are right. Like just thinking about like a forward moving design, like what is Warcraft design team? What do they have? What have they been working on for like 8 to 12 weeks behind closed doors in the direction of they're trying to take the classes and stuff in the newest expansion that just released at the start of the month of September ish. Um, and so I was very surprised or happy to see. How do I pull this stuff up? I guess we're just gonna keep him on here. Keep him muting for. Okay, so the very first parts he kind of goes over is Death Knight patch notes. Let's scroll up here. Let me just make this bigger. Maybe. So technologically like not. Um, whatever. The feed basically he's talking about. Okay, so we knew they were going to do an overhaul for the classes or for the newest race, the Drakkar, and giving some changes. I think this is all great. Um, and hopefully they rework some of the other races that need some tuning. I think would really change the aspect layout, or not aspect, the playing field a little bit. Death Knight got some love. I thought was great. I'm not well enough versed on Death Knight to comment, so I'm going to skip the Death Knight. Demon Hunter, I was having predictions and like optimistic, dreams of like some like vengeance trying to come in. They changed something that I was actually surprised. Like there was something that people were benefiting on. These are the pre. This is just basic overall game additions, not specific to PvP oriented. So I think later on there's a couple of things at the very bottom, basically of we'll also, yeah, that we'll have to comment on. But the bread and butter, the additions in the design direction that the World of Warcraft design team were trying to take, I think I predicted a little bit. Like this is, like season one, cup one, what's going to be the upset liars and all that stuff. And I said, I predicted or was hopeful for like enhancement shaman reworks for utility. Um, I said like hunter, like a hunter meta. I said holy paladin is going to be a huge sleeper. And I think I said Druid, I think I said Druid balance was like I was so funny. I was just laughing when I saw this reactionary videos because I think Resto Druid will still be viable against like even the Prez Evoker stuff. Balance got some reworks which I thought were great. He did mention Supatis did make a comment like, he commented on all this stuff, but there was one he said that he didn't really like it and he wished that the old Starfall, I was trying to think of that I actually disagreed on because I think he was just reacting, he was reactionary making a comment and not probably, in the moment. And I bet he just wasn't thinking about like where is the like why is the design team making this change now, like what's to come. And I really do think the change, I think it was the Starfall. I'll just make my comment is that I actually think he'll bite his words, and the one comment that he said he didn't like, basically allowing like instant cast. Because I think what the design team choice Supatis, I think what the design team's direction for design for that one specific one that you said you didn't like, I think that's because they're trying to open up the playing field of variation and balance play. Because it's like you only have so many globals and so many keys to push. You know, just kind of like your enhancement play yesterday on the ladder or whatever, and you were just like overwhelmed. Is that I think they're trying to do that a little bit so that it's not so cookie cutter balance, that there's variability in the play. Like if you wanted to be what I'm trying to say is that keeping in the cast time for Starfall, it was like it was one of the longer cast times that then would have a better chance of proccing like an instant. I think it's this. That's what I'm thinking without even reading it. I think that's actually going to be a good thing with along with like I actually think people is going to play this more than you think. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Because just the variability of the other changes to the classes. I really think, okay, I'm gonna move on. I actually think the next big like patch notes and stuff after this will probably be somewhat of, I predict like a rework of like road subtlety. It's slowly like Pika, he was reacting to Pika's stuff. Evoker, I think, I'm not going to comment on that. I think everything he said was pretty spot on. This was a lot of hunter changes, which this I predict like hoped optimistically hoped for the design team was trying to push the direction of and open up more hunter play of all three specs, specifically beast mastery. Um, and I think I'm hopeful, optimistic that these patch notes will change that. Maybe not necessarily making them like top tier, but it'll counter comping with other like cleaves or like like beast mastery cleaves that aren't like that they're cheesy, like more bursty, but like not. They're trying. I think the design team for WoW for Beastmaster specifically for PvP. Now I understand these notes are all for the entire game, like broad notes, but I think the design team wants to bring in Beast Mastery. Get it away from the whole. It's just a low skills cheesy comp into more of a counter comp and the subtle variation and redesigns of that is soon to follow. I think I'm not going to comment on any of this stuff. I think marksman survival are strong and can be tweaked for fun and the ever growing of the game. Every like these specs I think is what he mentioned, like Peekaboo. He was reacting to Peekaboo's comment video, and I think Peekaboo, he's a wonderful like top tier player, but I wish he would change his mindset to so that like he was being like negative about the rogue changes here, and I was actually not like I could see where he was coming from, but I think he was narrow-minded um, at that, and I think he'll be surprised in a good way, hopefully, to what comes next for Rogue, because I think they're going to do an overhaul on Rogue eventually. Mage changes, I was predicting that they're going to try to bring fire back into the fray, but it's a very delicate matter to do, without making it like instantly top tier. So they have to be so at the same time that they're trying to cut out the throughput of like survivability of every class, being more and changing more reliant on the healers. I need to watch my time here because I think I'm already, yeah, 14 minutes in. Let's get to it really quick. Monk, I think Mistweaver is the healer monk. Great. I think I did comment that I think Monk, although before these patch notes was the worst of the healers, it's still quite viable, and I think with some tweaks, it was going to be a great counter sleeper counter comp with uh, alongside some of the Lu, reworks. Paladin got a huge thing here. I'm not surprised. I kind of believed that they were going to do this to basically bring like Ret back into the main centerfold and not necessarily top tier, but like a threat and something. And then also, they're trying to nerf. They're just bring the utility back to it, but also making it not susceptible to like CC and just like uh, kiting, which I'm not surprised. Like that's what I predicted that they were going to try to do. At least in my head, I think I did. I was laughing. I think it was protection. I think it was a holy. paladin prot spec I was laughing at because I'm like, yes, I was really hoping they would. Maybe this wasn't it. It was Word of Glory, removing some power to the Word of Glory and the righteous based on the removal of the strength of the conviction. That's not it. Priest, I think's okay. They were tweaking a couple things. All good. Okay, so the rework in Rogue, I think it's just this like peak of like comment to Peekaboo, just breathe and don't look at all these changes, although they are striking at first glance. You know, with um, there's a design direction that the developers are trying to take this. They have a vision, just be adaptable. So like, I know you want to play Rogue, sub Rogue, so bad, competitive play, and I think they know that. And it's just to me, it's like, you remember how they created Outlaw, and everyone was like, oh, it's a love or hate relationship when it first landed. I think they're gonna do that, a rework of something, in my predictions at least, that they're in the background trying to rework subtlety to not like change the skill level, like uh, skill cap of the player, but having Rogue ever so grow as a class, alongside everything where the direction the stuff's coming from. So hold tight. I'm just saying, hold tight. I'm pretty sure there's more to come, and I think they're gonna rework um, Rogue. I think they're gonna rework Assassin. Uh, I think they're gonna rework Subtlety in a different direction, but it'll once you play it, hopefully will be better. Like not better, but like just as fun. But it'll bring it back into the fold, but not make it like God tier. Because I think that's what they're trying to do here. Shaman, okay. There's a lot here in the Shaman. Enhance got some love. Elemental got some utility and stuff. I thought this was great. I'm not surprised by this at all. I really did think it needed some love. Like, not some love, but like, I don't didn't need love, but I think it would have been ever changing of the classes. Like you said, like these specs, the spec coming in from Dragonflight wasn't going to stay forever. There's two more expansions after this. I'm pretty sure they're going to change a lot of the directions of these classes into the new era of WoW. Enhance, I'm really glad that they're doing all this stuff. I kind of predicted things, not necessarily, but like I knew they were going to rework something, like they had to, and so I'm glad they're Totemic trying to. I think Totemic is more of like the PvE spec versus the PvP, and I think they're trying to bring that back into the fold, which I love. Resto Druid, there were some good things I thought for different various reasons. Warlock, Supatis was saying they recently got reworks and buffs, and so they are sitting quite pretty. But there are some things I thought Destro still some cool tweak. Some reworks of Destro would bring it back into the fold. I don't know if this necessarily will do that, but it's something to watch alongside other stuff. Warrior. Um, Warrior's kind of sitting pretty in my view. Even arms, it needs like reworks of other classes is going to bring this back in the fold, I think. Items, I don't have anything. Comment, Druid Restoration. They didn't do anything. Where was there was some patch note. I swear that like Druid was going to get some kind of love for Resto Druid specifically was going to get some love for when their hots were purged or something by like an evoker or a shaman or something, that it would throw up like some other like smaller heal over time of immunity. Basically to like make continue to make Resto Druid a viable competitor in the highest arena 3v3. I'm not seeing it, but I swear I saw something. Let's enhance. Let's get a little further down. I want to finish this out really quick. Paladin. I'm not surprised by this. Eye for an eye. This is where I was thinking that's a great change. I think is going to be great. Um, because it's not necessarily, it's like this is talent is going to kill. It's not going to like auto kill a mage or something, but what it's going to do is just change the dominance of a mage. Um, Hunter skill ceiling will be huge. Some other like druid balance will have to watch itself. Affliction. I don't know if it not triggers. I assume this is for like critting caster class or critting range people. I think that was a good thing they needed for mana. Oh, this is what I was laughing at, I think. The new PvP talent, Bear the Burden, Warrior, mana cost is reduced to 0. Yeah, this is what I was laughing about for Prot Paladin. I was hoping that they'd bring like a Prot or a Preg Paladin into the fold of PvP. I don't know if it'll do it, but I assume this is kind of like basically making like the Word of Glory a free cast. And the cooldown of Blessing of Freedom will be less, and the healing is uh, best to use on itself. I thought that was great. I hope there's more to come, or there's a complete rework of Paladin. It'd be kind of cool. Same thing with I don't know. Yeah, I think that I bet they're gonna do that too. Like it's been probably how long has it been since there was like a rework of Prot Paladin into the new age and the new expansion game? That was interesting. Not, I don't know how it would be used technically, if it could be even used in 3v3. Shaman Elemental. The last thing Super Tease was saying is that he didn't understand these changes, I think is what he said, if my memory serves. Elemental was getting some love for the lava burst, trying to bring back more of the lightning bolt direction, like priorities. I think this is different. But I was actually not surprised by the change in taking down some of the lava burst damage and trying to put in like your priority. Oh, and I think they rework so there's a lot of like notifications, which I think is great for both elemental and especially enhancement because there was just so many procs and then like understanding, is my weapon, you know, charges at full, so I can use my, this skill or that skill in the window of time. I thought that was so great. Doing great. Well, team. I think I'm just gonna finish it. Yeah, all this patch notes was in the reactionary video watching like Super Teas or just hearing the simple comments of like Peekaboo was hilarious to me because I kind of predicted this is what I predicted, like not specifically, like that this talent would be rechanged, but like that the love would be spread in this direction for this next coming patch in the cup. I really hope Peekaboo turns direction and literally just starts practicing because he's so well versed in like all specs. I hope he doesn't let his mental, like comments on the road get to him, and I assume he'll, just continue grinding on is like branch out, like peekaboo, branch out and start playing the crap ton of, enhancement shaman, dude. Like so you just like randomly pull out the sleeper comps or like the hunter, playing around with the new hunter skills and stuff because like I'm telling you, dude, um, the second, you know, the second you can have like your frost mage new player alongside something else that's super crazy with the newest patch notes, no one else is going to be able to do that, and you'll probably get like free wins on a double blind or counter comping like crazy. All right, let's into this. Um, Thanks for tuning in. I am Zing, and this was some commentary on the World of Warcraft War Within 20th anniversary 11.0.5 patch notes.